Hi, this is Dr. Scott, and today we're going to get into we're going to do this kind of a two-part kind of situation you're going to see on two different days. But what this is going to be about is how tariffs are messing the mind up of Congress. And I want to show you, I believe it's the guy from Ben and Jerry's who sold out part of Ben and Jerry's, but how lobbyists, it, that lobbying doesn't do anything. So I'm going to show you a couple interesting conversations in here. And Scott Bessett is like literally one of my favorite guys. It's so interesting that everyone wants to beat up Trump and call him every name in the book, and yet um, he's gay, and Trump is like, he's, people talk about him that he doesn't bring in black people, doesn't bring in gay people, and all kinds of other things, and I'm like, huh, you know what? You are so useless. Everyone in Congress, everyone in government, I mean, everyone in government, everyone in media, and everyone in Hollywood, they're all completely useless. Their sounding boards are stupid. And I'm going to show you this video, and then we're going to do some DOGE dives that will shock you in ways that you can't imagine. So listen to this, and then I'm going to show you how they're actually stupid with this.
4 decades, we've had trade deficits in the United States of America, and nobody said it was an emergency? Democratic and Republican presidents? You know what that says to me? That it's not an emergency, because it hasn't been for...
Now think about this for a second. So what he's talking about, he's asking the question. So for 4 decades, there haven't been any trade deficits are not a big issue. What he's talking about with tariffs, right? And so it's not an emergency. So let Congress do it. Oh, wait a second. If trade deficits are not an emergency and we've been running at a deficit, let's let Congress do it, right? And yet my response is, because you've been doing it bad for 40 years, you want to keep doing it. Do you see the ridiculousness of it?
4 decades. It says to me that we should bring tariffs back to the United States Congress so that we can make that determination as the Constitution has said, and not try to go around Congress. That's just unbelievable to me. Let me ask this question. Maybe they missed it. Who was the president, and who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes President Biden. Oh my God, Scott is unbelievably my favorite guy. Listen to that. One believes, and listen, this guy, Gregory Meeks, absolutely has a cow.
Believes? You one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States and it should be abided by?
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it? Without...
So these people are just ridiculous sounding boards that don't want to talk about it, but Scott is my favorite dude right now. Okay. And this is one of the reasons why that I don't want any of these idiots doing anything. So let me show you on the screen an interesting set of conversations. This group, let me show it to you. Come on. Let's pull that off here and bring it up here. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little easier, bigger to see. This might not be simple. If you guys are not seeing this, you might have to bring it up on a computer, okay? I'm sorry, I can't make this any bigger. I don't have a lot of ability to do this. This is directly from the excuse me, from the DOGE site. Okay. Let me pull this up here. Sorry. Okay. Try to make everything a little simpler to see the whole thing. Okay. These are receipts from the DOGE site itself. So what this was prepared in February of this year. And what it does, this is a clawback. Terminate for convenience. Okay. This is $3 billion. Wait a second, million. Yeah, $3 billion done per year. This has been going on for a very long time, right? This is done by the contracting agent was IBC Directorate Funding and Administration, Administration of Children and Families. Okay. Um, and this triggered in me something. I was going, families endeavors in San Antonio, and I was trying to like search this puppy out because it hit me literally 5 minutes before I was about to put this up here, right? By the way, this contract was going to go throughout 2028, and I couldn't figure out who these guys were because I remember seeing a video. Now I couldn't find the video, but I'm going to show you this little thing here. First off, here's the website. The website is like who we are, partner with us, and it shows you like, well, come on. It shows you their little people, all their little stuff. But it doesn't show you who they are specifically. Real interesting. Oops, sorry. It's not giving you a really nice, simple thing here. Annual reports. These are supposed to be small businesses, right? Let's see here if I can show you this, if it will do this here. Boy, it's not making it super simple. So these guys are doing migrant services, right? Emergency services for migrant services. In total sessions, 222,000 migrants in 2023. Okay, fine. And so they work with different people, and these are the idiots down in the San Antonio area. Okay, so let me pull off of that area, right? And then I saw this as a video. This Endeavors had a HHS through HHS and DOGE found and this is back, by the way, this was done in February, but I remember seeing a video about this earlier on in sometime in 2024, where San Antonio had this nonprofit organization, and they were saying, wait a second, this whole building was sitting empty. Now think about that for a second. A whole building, they're spending $3 billion for the program, and a building is sitting empty, and they're supposed to be utilizing it for migrant services, right? Or for illegals. And we want, and we're allowing the tariffs, or we're allowing Congress to do their job, right? And no one is having a hissy fit about that. None of the Democrats want to talk about that issue. And frankly, no one of even the Republicans don't want to bring this one up. Okay? Let's show you another one. Here is another one. So done by Stephanie Presser. I guess it would be how we say that. This is done by Department of Defense. A1 Fed Impact, done in Reston. So they're all, other than this one, San Antonio would just be around the border. So that would be one of the reasons. This one's Reston, Virginia, a small business. Okay, so corporate owned facility, entity. And here's the other thing too. It's always DEI, right? Subcontinent agent, Asian Indian, woman owned, this is all DEI stuff, right? So you see basically what they do. Two, $2.4 billion spent with them. What do they do? Right? I have no idea. Like literally, it was like I have no idea what they were actually doing. It doesn't even say, but there were, there's something about IT and telecom. $2.4 billion for IT and telecom, right? So the company is this that they do contracts with different things. Star Wars website, oh, okay. Services, strategic planning, all kinds of other stuff, cybersecurity issues. And you go, well, who can we contact? I mean, do we even know anything about this particular firm, right? No, we don't know anything about them. I mean, like we don't even know who they are, other than this particular portion of the DOGE site, right? But they're given $2.4 billion, and supposedly this is a small business that was given, and they were a corporate entity not tax exempt. So an LLC is actually a tax structured kind of firm, right? Here's the third one. Excuse me. This one was also terminated for convenience. It was going to be going through 2031, $1.9 billion. IRS was going to be giving this one for Centennial Technologies in Leesburg. Again, minority business, all the different DEI BS, right? Let's see if we can find it. IT and telecom. First off, $1.9 billion. Have you ever felt like the IRS did things well? Tell me one time in your life that you felt like, you know what, the IRS processed things super well. And this is this particular area, right? So this company, who we are. Well, that really explains who we are. We're professional, focused, integrity, trust. Who? What? Again, right? DEI based, right? This is what they want. And they got $1.4 billion. So they got a lot of federal stuff, right? This is the kind of stuff that we need to be talking about. We need to be showing off these ridiculous idiots who've been stealing from us because the government wants to mess with the people. Okay? So pull this off the screen, and I want to show you a fascinating statement. This is why we don't want to let Congress do anything. So this is actually a fascinating statement that was done by, I believe it's the guy that used to own Ben & Jerry's. Forgive me if I said it wrong. Tucker was interviewing him. I'm going to use his conversation a little bit more later on. Listen to this.
And it is a campaign that's aimed just directly at the public. We're not trying to lobby.
What he's talking about is it. Sorry, let me back it up here. He's been talking on a whole bunch of issues that he's dealing with. So he's coming up with a new type of campaign that he's going to just talk to the public and not do anything more than that, right? So let's just see what he says here.
And it is a campaign that's aimed just directly at the public. We're not trying to lobby Congress. We're not trying to influence that. We're trying to change public opinion in terms of what we want our government to be spending its money on, or at least not spending its money on excessive weapons. I believe that the thing that can change it, and and this is from my experience of my time going around lobbying on Congress on Capitol Hill about this issue, I think that's hopeless. I mean, I think all we can do is,
Well, you think it's hopeless to lobby the Congress?
yeah, hopeless for a guy who's not handing out hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What was your experience? You actually went to Washington and talked to them?
I went to Washington. I talked to those politicians. They smile and they say nice things and they take a picture and then they just vote and rubber stamp whatever Pentagon bill comes in because they don't want their opponent to call them weak on defense.
Isn't that fascinating? So listen, as long as Congress gets a bill or gets any kind of thing, they just rubber stamp it. They don't know anything about these issues, right? They don't deep dive any of the things that I just showed you on the DOGE areas because they don't have the ability to sit down and look through this stuff, right? That's why we needed DOGE to get in the middle of finding out the waste issues. And I just showed you just three companies who were using billions of dollars that are there. It's mind blowing to realize three companies were utilizing one was 3 billion, the other one was 2 billion, and the other one was almost 2 billion as well. And you're going, how does, and two of them for IT. Like, when does a government agency need $1 billion to set up IT? I mean, I don't even know a time that anyone would need $1 billion for IT ever. In my entire life, I can't imagine $1 billion for IT. And yet, that's what they do. This is the kind of stuff that keeps happening. And so what I'm trying to say to you is that we have to delete everyone in Congress. We have to delete everyone in Senate. We have to delete all of the people, and actually from a state level, from a city council level, all of this stuff has to happen. See, DOGE has to go through the whole system. That's why I keep saying to you guys, EBS has to occur because we have to delete all this stuff and we have to start from scratch. And you go, well, how's that ever going to occur? Epstein and Diddy files. When those things filter through, when we start seeing that kind of stuff happen, what happens is they can't hide because all this stuff, they've been part of it. Eric Adams, the dummy in New York, says now he's going to be a independent guy. He was at P. Diddy parties. All of the people, I mean, Kamala was at P. Diddy parties too. All these people have gone to all of these different parties. All of them have been involved in all of the sickness. The MIT people went to Epstein Island. So they're all so deeply involved and they spend the money that we have and they've been using it against us. And this is the sickness that we have to get to. And that's why I believe it's being pushed in front of your face so that you finally see it. And that you see that we have to solve it all the way through. And then what will happen, you're going to find this fix is so gigantic and so big. It's going to be gorgeous to watch. Guys, be encouraged because as you see the corruption on a monetary level, it has to be fixed. It can't just keep going on forever. I promise you, it feels like it's gone on forever because many of you have been awake for such a long time frame. But I promise you, it has to get solved. There is an end, and I see the end of the tunnel. Promise you, and it's coming. Thanks so much.